Mafia, Shadows of the Old Blood is out, and it's more Mafia than ever before. You take on the role of a young man named Luca, who finds himself in the middle of the conflict between two rival Italian mafias in 1968. It's up to you to fight back and protect your family from the Ruthless, enemies that are trying to destroy them. But how can you do this? Well, through combat, of course. That's what we're going to be focusing on today as we go over 3 ways to kill people in Mafia, Shadows of the Blood. But before we get into that, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. Also, this video will contain spoilers for Mafia, Definitive Edition, so be aware if you haven't finished that game yet. If you haven't played the Definitive Edition, I highly recommend playing it before starting Shadows of the Blood. It'll help you get familiar with the mechanics of the game. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. Kicking off at No. 3 is a very simple way to kill people, but it can be very effective if done right. Blunt force. There are many different weapons in the game that you can use to beat someone to death. One of my favorites being the wrench. You can find these all around the levels in little side streets or in some cases lying around in enemy hideouts. To use these weapons, all you have to do is get close enough to your target and press the F key. From there, you'll be able to pick the body part that you want to focus on hitting. These parts will be highlighted in red, and you need to keep hitting them until the meter at the top fills up. Once you hit enough weak points, the enemy will become stunned, giving you time to run away or finish them off with a finishing move. But be careful, because if you take too long, they will get up and start attacking you. Another thing to note is that you cannot kill an enemy by just spamming the attack button. The enemy will eventually block, and you'll only end up stunning yourself. So make sure to aim for those weak points. The second way to kill people is by shooting them. This is probably what most of you were expecting to see on this list. Shooting someone is quite simple. All you have to do is get a gun and shoot them. There are plenty of guns in the game, and you can find them in many places. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that when you're carrying a gun, you're much more likely to be detected when sneaking around. So it may be a good idea to leave it somewhere hidden when you're not planning on using it. To fire a gun, simply point it at your target and press the trigger. Then you'll have the option to either shoot to kill or to wound the target. If you choose to shoot to kill, the target will immediately die. However, you will gain less experience and money from them. It's up to you whether you want to go for the quick and easy route or the hard but rewarding one. Either way, if you're trying to build up your combat skills, you should definitely try the harder route. After all, this is a Mafia game and you want to make sure you know how to handle yourself. Now we come to the last entry on our list, stabbing. In my opinion, this is the hardest way to kill someone, but it's also the most silent, making it useful in certain situations. Some enemies will only accept their fate if you stab them, so it's important to know how to do this. Like other methods, you can find knives around the level, usually sticking out of a tomato or vegetable patch. When you sneak up to an enemy and pull out a knife, you'll have the option to either stab or slash at them. Slashing will cause the enemy to panic and flee if they survive, while stabbing will make them accept their fate with honor. The difference between the two is how you approach the enemy. If you walk up behind them slowly, you'll have the option to stab them in the back. Doing this will kill the target instantly, and the kill will be considered stealthy, meaning you'll earn more experience from the kill. On the other hand, if you charge at the target, you'll have the option to slash at them. This will alert every enemy in the area and turn the mission into a full-on action sequence. As you can imagine, stabbing someone in the back requires a lot of skill and precision, but the rewards can be great. If you can master this method, you'll be unstoppable. That's all we have time for today. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. If you enjoyed this video, here's another one you might like.